everybody, this is Karlova Design and welcome to my new tutorial. This beautiful little sling has anti-theft properties because it has zipper on the back panel, and it's a pretty easy project. You can accomplish it in one day and it's okay for a beginner as well. As for the materials, I took a stiff vegetable tan for the front panel, which is 5 ounce, and soft, I don't know what tannage that pink leather is, but it's soft hand and it's about 3.5 ounce thick. You can experiment with the materials here, but I would suggest that for the front panel you would always take something rather stiff because it should hold the structure. These 3 little holes on each end are meant for the Chicago screws. You can use rivets if you want, but these things are not just sitting there being pretty. They also have a function, so they prevent small items from falling into those corners. Let's start with the zipper, which is our favorite part of any project, but in this video I'm going to show you how to make the zipper so it's going to be easy to do and it's going to look perfect, even when you're stitching the zipper into such a soft and thin piece of leather like mine. First of all, take a piece of paper. It could be a drawing paper, probably the printer paper is too thin for that, and cut a piece approximately the size of your zipper. Now take some skinny two-sided tape, it should be 5 millimeters or less, and stick it to that piece of paper the way I'm showing you here in this video. Make sure you stick those 2 pieces of tape on the edges as close to the edges as possible so it does not get on the way of your stitching. It's important because if it gets in the way of your stitching, you're gonna have a hard time removing that paper afterwards. And in this project, this is actually what I did, and then I was like half an hour getting those little pieces of paper out. So now stick the zipper to this piece of paper, align it so it is as straight as possible, and stick 2 more pieces of two-sided tape on each side of the zipper. And again, keep it out of the way of your imaginary stitching line. On this side it's not as important as on the back side, but we don't want a gunky needle anyway. And finally you can align the zipper opening on your project on the zipper and stick it to it so everything will hold while you're stitching. After that, just stitch your zipper to the back panel along with that piece of paper, which we're gonna tear away afterwards. Zippers come out wavy most of the time because of over tightening, so this is why I recommend using a pretty thick paper for this, so it's gonna prevent any waving no matter how you're tightening your seam. Well, you gotta keep things reasonable anyway. And here you can notice how easily it comes off on that side that I didn't screw up, and then that other side gave me problems because I stuck the two-sided tape a little bit too close and stitched through it. So you gotta be careful with that. But look at this beautiful zipper. I think I've never made such beautiful zippers before. I invented this way of stitching them. And next we're gonna stitch the front panel and back panel together. It's nothing complicated to it. You just place them flesh side to flesh side, right side out, and just stitch along the edge. You're probably gonna have to change the thread midway because otherwise the thread will be too long. I'm gonna show you how to do that, or how I do it. I don't know, there might be many ways for that, so you can see how I did it. And yeah, just stitch along the edge all the way around. And here I am switching horses, and you just start one stitch behind and then continue, and then after you passed the end of the previous stitch you trim the thread and melt the ends. Take care of all the edges, sand and burnish, and make them look nice and pretty. On the pattern, on the long end of the front panel, you can find 2 arrows. Just count the holes, and this is the hole where you should start stitching the keeper. And this is the first hole, and stitch it towards the middle. I mean, just do pretty much what I'm doing here. I don't know how to explain it better. This keeper could have been stitched along with that long seam, but I think this way makes it more serviceable, and also it keeps me calmer when stitching, because lots of things can happen. You can stitch it in wrong holes, or you can forget to stitch it, and then you should disassemble the whole thing. Then I prefer to do it separately this way, and I advise everybody to do so. After you finish the strap keeper, you can now stick your finger in it, or better take a bone holder and work it a little bit so it kind of takes the right shape, so you can put the strap into it later. Now take the small strap keepers, you can stitch them any way you like, and let's assemble the buckle holders. And now let's stitch the buckles to the sling. If you don't have Chicago screws, you can use rivets or even some fancy rivets, or whatever you might prefer. It's actually something that you can get creative with. And again, take a bone folder and kind of help the sides to take the right shape, so it will be a little bit of more volume, so to say. And finally, let's attach the strap, which is actually not much I have to say about it. It's just a two-sided straps that has holes on both sides. You might want to adjust the length to your liking. This is something that fits me personally, and I'm not the most skinny person in the world, so it might be just the right size for you as well. This is it. I can't wait to see what you're gonna make. Remember, I have 50% discount on my website and in my Etsy store, so just hit like and subscribe to my channel and share the video, and see you in the next one.